Hi guys, welcome back to MagniQ Software. So today we are discussing about the architecture of Java. So we are writing programs, and when we are going to run, program will be running and we are seeing the outputs. So what internally Java it will compiles and executing the code. Okay. Now so there is a one flowchart of Java architecture. First there is a source code. One first is a source code, and then second one is bytecode, and then third one is machine code. Third one is machine code. So these are the three levels followed by Java architecture. Now we can see, so system cannot understand the human languages, but human cannot understand the like systems language. So systems can understand some code languages. That codes are basically two types. One is binary code and byte code. From based on Java, it is a platform independent. It was like charging up to byte code. It was taking up to byte code. Okay, so how we can write this bytecode means we don't have to like access to write this direct bytecode. So we are approaching our general English language. So what the programmer can give, that code is known as source code. Source code is nothing but a like source. SRC means nothing but a source. Source code is a human understandable code. Human understandable code. So what the developer can giving the code, that code is known as source code. Okay, generally it was being in a English language. Okay, so now based on the Java architecture, source code will be followed by the .java extension. Which extension it is? .java extension. First we need to write the code. So here I am approaching some small code. Example, here I am following the code like nothing but a class. Class name is ABC, open and public static void main, and then string args. Here I am followed that system.out.println hello world. Here I am following that hello world. So here this is a human understandable language. So this is a human understandable language. It is a general English. So after completion of this class, we need to note this file name. So this is the Java file. When you are writing the program, and we need to save this program as a class name.java. Class name is ABC and the extension is .java is the extension. Now you can see source code is successfully completed in format of like it with extension of .java. And when you are writing the source code, the output is it was giving the Java file. Which file it is? Java file. Java file means it contains the like what we are giving the source code. Okay, now we need to give a .java is the extension. Now after writing this program, so where we are writing this program means it was we are writing in a notepad environment. Okay, in our system we are writing in a notepad environment. After writing this code, what we are doing means we are going to compile the code. Where we need to compile means, so compilation was coming under like compilation and run. These two things are coming under command prompt environment. Now you can see here after the .java extension, I saved in a my like I say here in C drive, I saved in a like there is a programs is the folder. In that programs I saved my program. Okay, this is my path, this is the file. Now after we successfully saving the program, we need to go through the command prompt. We need to go through the command prompt. In like we need to compile the code. How we are compiling means in command prompt environment, we are going for the change directory and then change direction to C drive programs folder. In that programs, how we can compile? How we can compile means here we need to use Java C space class name.java. Class name.java. Java C space class name.java. Now how it will compile. How it will compile means, for compilation purpose, here inbuiltly Java contains the Java compiler. When we are downloading the JDK, it will downloads the Java compiler. What the Java compiler can do, what the Java compiler can do means, already we noted that Java file, source code as stored as a Java file. Now the Java compiler, using this code java c dot class name dot java, it will converts Java file to class file. Which file it is? Class file. Java file contains human understandable code. Class file contains bytecode. Class file contains bytecode. Now you can see here bytecode is nothing but a, so the code contains like a bytecode language. It human cannot understandable, and it will generate the dot class file. Now you can see after the bytecode there is a interpreter. Interpreter is nothing but a to running purpose. So interpreter we can say simply way transformer. Interpreter is nothing but a transformer. So transformer here, in for this interpreting purpose, in Java contains JVM. JVM is nothing but a Java virtual machine. Java virtual machine. What the Java virtual machine can do? Java virtual machine can do whatever we written bytecode converting to the machine code. Bytecode converting to the machine code. This machine code providing our outputs. How can you run in command prompt environment means, same, we need to give the path, and after that for running purpose we need to go for the Java space class name dot java. Here is the mandatory thing. If any errors happen in the compile time, that errors is known as compilation error. So in runtime we are getting any errors, it is known as a exception. Okay, so why, here there is one interview question also, why we can say Java is a platform independent? Why? Because here what is the JVM contains in Java? In Java, it after the machine code, after the completion of machine code, so source code wherever we are written, not a problem, either it is a Windows or Mac or whatever it is platform, but we can run in Windows or Mac or Linux, whatever it is. So that's why we can say in Java there is a one feature, WORA. What is meant by this WORA means, write once and run anywhere. Write once and run anywhere. So we can write in one platform and we can run in multiple platform. Now we can see the main architecture thing is, there is a source code after the compilation converting into bytecode come with using of JVM interpreter, it will come into the machine code. So when we are writing the source code, it can follow a Java file, and by bytecode is nothing but a dot class file, and machine code is nothing but it will execute the multiple operating systems. We are getting the output of the program. So this is the internal architecture of Java. But there is another architecture in Java, so that is nothing but a architecture of JVM. How it was collects the data, what is the garbage collection, and what is the class loader, and what is the heap memory, stack memory. These all are coming under JVM architecture. Okay, so this is about architecture of Java, guys. And here we have covered that interview question, which type of file we are getting after compilation, which type of file we are saving, and why Java is called as a platform independent, and what is the definition of ORA also. Okay guys, this is about the architecture of Java. And if you like more videos like this, please do watch, like, subscribe.